Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "All progress is precarious, and the solution of one problem brings us face to face with another problem." This statement seems to describe the legacy of industrial growth. History, however, can be a good teacher, and today's scientists and engineers are taking the lessons to heart.
Copper. It's all around us. From communications to construction, from cookware to currency. Copper is used in products that make everyday life possible. The oldest metal known to man, copper is far from becoming obsolete. In recent years, the nation's copper usage has consistently exceeded 4.7 billion pounds, and demand is growing in the United States and throughout the developing world. Despite the presence of large copper mines in the U.S., the country is slowly increasing its dependence on imported copper to meet domestic needs. But today, one of the most significant copper deposits in the world has been discovered on U.S. soil. The Pebble deposit in southwest Alaska has undergone more than $200 million of technical and environmental studies since 2001. If developed, it has the potential to supply 20% of America's copper for 50 to 80 years. It's a rare and important discovery, and yet the world will need 28 new mines the size of Pebble to meet global demands in the next decade.
It means jobs, it means investment, it means, taxes for the state government, taxes for local government, but the real impact, positive impact, has to be in the region where it's located.
Pebble is still an exploration project today with development years in the future. Its backers, the Pebble Partnership, are investing tens of millions of dollars each year studying the deposit's geology as well as the environmental and social conditions in the project area in anticipation of the day they will propose a development plan for Pebble. But minerals are not the only natural resource abundant in Alaska. The state is also home to some of the world's healthiest fish and wildlife populations and native communities that rely on these resources to maintain their culture and traditional ways of life. Rural communities in southwest Alaska sorely need the jobs, economic opportunity, and infrastructure that a project like Pebble would bring. But locals also worry about the project's potential effect on fish, water, wildlife, and traditional ways of life.
My hope is that this project is deemed environmentally possible, that it passes that hurdle. I am hopeful that the safety aspect is acknowledged to a level that also makes it possible, and that the project brings jobs and education and other opportunities to the region and our shareholders. My fear would be that the shareholders are negatively impacted from a cultural point of view, and I think that's our elders in particular are very, very concerned about that, and we as a board and the president of the board, we are looking to specifically address those kinds of concerns from our shareholders.
Right now we're doing several things. We're spending a bunch of time in the communities in the area. We're talking to people, trying to explain what the project might look like, but more importantly, to listen to them. What are their concerns? What do they think we should be doing? In terms of the environment, it's basically the environmental studies. We're spending tens of millions of dollars studying every possible aspect of the environment so we can feed that information into the mine planning.
With the development of Pebble, we're looking at a concept of integrating both developing the mine and protecting the environment. There's a continual dialogue that goes on between the engineers and the environmental team to help ensure that this mine is developed in a way that will protect the environment. The permitting process will watch over this through water discharge permits, waste rock permits, air permits, wetland permits, a wide variety of permits that not only are state-of-the-art permits now, but as regulations continue to develop, the process will evolve and the mine will be responsive and will be required to be responsive to revise and meet any concerns that arise during the future. We're making sure that the runoff from the site is not going to harm the environment. There are several mines in the state right now where you actually do see mining and fishing coexist very, very well. The fishery at Red Dog Mine has improved since the mine opened, and the fishery at Pogo has also done very well and had improvements since that mine opened as well.
But Pebble is a potentially large development project, and it's situated in a region of Alaska that's almost entirely undeveloped. Commercial fishing is the only cash economy here, and virtually all the region's residents rely on salmon as a cornerstone of their diet and culture. To some, Pebble represents a rare opportunity to diversify a struggling economy. To others, it represents a threat to all that they know and cherish.
I think the key challenges are to show people that we can protect the environment, protect the fish, and to prove it, first of all, to ourselves. And we have not done that yet. I think we will, but we have to prove it to ourselves and then to the people of this region, most importantly, but also the people of the state and probably ultimately to the people of the country, because there are going to be federal permits.
I'm comfortable that a major mining operation can coexist with culture and environmental considerations like fish and other wildlife.
The Pebble Partnership has acknowledged both the aspirations and concerns of local people and has pledged to build a project that sets new standards for environmental care and community benefits. Already, the company is one of the largest private employers in Southwest Alaska and is advancing programs to ensure that Pebble maximizes the benefits for local people at every stage of project development.
Here at Pebble Limited Partnership, we have, when positions come open on the project here, we have a local hire policy that we asked all our contractors to abide by. When we bring people in, because we don't have much exposure to exploration project or any mining projects, what we do is we provide on-the-job training for pretty much everyone that we bring in. Having said that, we have, from the Bristol Bay region, brought in 109 employees to date. That's starting from February to today. So I don't know what the number is of people that live in the region, but having 109 brought in to work is a great success.
In the future, the Pebble Project has the potential to literally transform the regional and state economy. Project backers acknowledge that such changes can be negative as well as positive and are calling on Alaskans to help them define both the proposed mine and the nature of the benefits it provides.
We're working with native corporations right now, local native corporations, to be contractors to us, and not just for us, because we think they can do business for us, but one of my goals is to build capacity in those native corporations so that they can go out and do other work, that they could work on, for instance, the gas line. It's a huge project. And so they're being given opportunities right now that they wouldn't be given. And I expect to see, if this project goes forward, a fair amount of native investment. There are particular pieces of the project that might be native owned. Native corporations, I think, have proven to be a great asset to the state. They're some of the state's largest businesses, and they should participate in this project.
Despite promises of environmental performance and social responsibility, and the significance of the Pebble deposit in a copper-hungry world, it's not altogether clear that the Pebble Project will ever be developed. The Pebble Partnership itself has said it will not pursue development of the project unless and until it can demonstrate that fisheries will be fully protected.
Right now, it seems likely that we will have a fair idea of what we call the pre-feasibility aspect of the project sometime maybe the middle of next year. If getting there shows that we have an economic project, then we will continue. We'll work for a full feasibility study and work to prepare our permits and submit them to government.
I am hopeful that Pebble is permitted and approved. I think that they have enough people, enough environmental independent people out here looking at it from what I've seen over the years, that I do believe that if it is ultimately permitted by the state and the regulatory agencies, that it will be based on those people that have been out here, looked at the project and have deemed it viable. And I think it's ultimately there will be some impact, but it's just a matter of managing that impact and balancing economic and the development of the project with fish and wildlife, and I do believe that is possible.
Because if this shuts down, then we're all going to have to look elsewhere for employment because the number of people that are working here, we just don't have a large enough community or a large enough place where we could have employment opportunities.
The Pebble Project, Alaska's opportunity, America's most important copper resource.
Some great people and ideas. We're glad you can join us here on the Profile Series. Be sure to join us again next time for more stories of success. I'm Lou Gossett Jr.
To learn more about the Pebble Partnership, visit pebblepartnership.com.